Here is our Earth, the planet that we live in, where many things occur, where we survive, and the planet that we rely on to keep us alive. Let's take a look here at our planet Earth. There's many things that can impact our environment, but more specifically can affect us as humans. There's AI, which stands for artificial intelligence. There's also driving an electric car, which many people say is a better alternative than using a car that requires gasoline to get from any places to another. There's also something we call fast fashion, which leads to mass trend setting, which causes a mass overconsumption of clothing and accessories. Furthermore, many people have said that going on a walk can be the effect of climate change and the outcome of it. Lastly, greenhouse gases, which is one of the more talked about subjects when it comes to climate change. Today, we're going to introduce the real effects of climate change, and we got a few responses from any citizens and their opinions about a survey we did on climate change. Before we get into the real information about our climate, we are going to show you many things that have occurred because of climate change. As you can see from the clips we just showed you, climate change is very harmful to Earth. As humans, we need to talk about climate change way more in the public world, as is seen in the human eye. Also, we need to find ways to save our planet ahead of the future. When it comes to personal opinions on our Earth and planet itself, many people have their own opinions. But today, that isn't the only reason of why we are here. We are here to tell you all about people's opinions on climate change. Now we are getting into some questions we asked first and the response people gave. Then we will tell you why the answer is right or wrong. When it comes to a specific type of way climate change can occur, it can be anything that is correct. But how, you may ask? We asked people about how they want their future to go and ways we can fix dealing with climate change. The first question we asked was most important, which is, what does climate change mean to you? Most people believe that it is the rise in the Earth temperature and the increase in pollution. Others believe climate change is just a lie because of propaganda and misinformation spread around the topic. Since the Industrial Revolution, human activities have released large amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Now we will present to you a quote by Leonardo DiCaprio about climate change. This quote from Leonardo DiCaprio underscores the immediate danger of climate change and the need for collective action. Climate change is real. It is happening right now. It is the most urgent threat facing our entire species, and we need to work collectively together and stop procrastinating. The next question we asked was, have the changes in the climate ever affected your life? We got many responses. 76.9% of the answer was sometimes, 7.7% said maybe, and 15.4% chose always. Moving on, we asked people if they could list the fossil fuels and what they think would happen if they weren't available anymore. The majority of people knew what coal and oil were, while most people didn't know what natural gas was. Natural gas is a fossil fuel, an odorless hydrocarbon mixture primarily made up of methane, CH4, a compound of 1 carbon and 4 hydrogen atoms. It also contains smaller amounts of ethane, propane, butane, pentane, carbon dioxide, and water vapor. Natural gas can be used as a fuel and to make chemicals and materials. It can be produced using conventional or renewable methods, with renewable natural gas coming from decaying organic materials. The last question we asked everyone was which options from the list we gave them do they believe negatively impact the environment. The first question was using ChatGPT, the second one was driving an electric car, the third one was fast fashion, the fourth one was going on a walk, and lastly, greenhouse gases. Most people knew that greenhouse gases are detrimental to the environment because they trap heat in the atmosphere, leading to global warming and climate change, which causes a range of environmental and societal problems. As greenhouse gas emissions blanket the Earth, they trap the sun's heat. This leads to global warming and climate change. The world is now warming faster than at any point in recorded history. Warmer temperatures over time, changing weather patterns and disrupting the usual balance of nature. Fast fashion is detrimental to the environment due to its unsustainable practices, including the use of water-intensive materials, the release of toxic chemicals, and the generation of massive amounts of textile waste, contributing to pollution and climate change. The industry dries up water sources and pollutes rivers and streams, while 85% of all textiles go to dumps each year. Next one is driving an electric car. 30.8% knew that, in addition to producing no emissions, electric motors also have a much smaller carbon footprint than gas-powered engines. This is because the electricity used to power the motor can be generated from renewable sources like solar or wind power, which produce little to no greenhouse gas emissions. And lastly, one person chose going on a walk because they didn't understand that walking or cycling helps to reduce the number of motor vehicles using the roads, lowering congestion and the noise that comes from engines.